There we go. Hey, Immunitech family. So excited to see you guys here. As of right now, there are 41 of us in this group, but I've realized that usually within the first couple of minutes, people are still logging in. So, so excited that you're here. Sarah is here as well. Sarah?
Hi, how's everybody? As you know, I'm always nervous in this part, but I'm not gonna be nervous no more.
You shouldn't be, Sarah. Everyone loves you. Everyone loves Sarah. I love Sarah. She is a wonderful, remarkable woman, has such a passion for all of you guys. Actually, all of us do. So, you know, we're midweek here. It's Wednesday, hump day. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, hump day. And so probably a really good day to just say, hey, thanks for everything that you do. We're halfway through the week. It's been a very powerful week. We can tell, Sarah, Alberto, and I, through all the comments that everyone is sharing in the chat, just how much activity you guys have going. So thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being in the face of Immunitech to every single person out there every day. We are so appreciative for all of you. And so thank you very much. We always start off this call with recognition. And I thought that I would highlight something that I saw in the chat group yesterday. So we always highlight recognition from the day before. Based off what we just heard before we started recording, I think we're gonna have a fabulous recognition tomorrow as well. But I just wanted to read this. You guys probably remember reading this in the chat, and it really just kind of stood out to me. It was from Elizabeth Andrade Lopez, and she talked about how she put what she had learned over the last 2 days into practice. She said, trying to put into practice what both Dina and Lou said. Dina said, I don't know anyone. And Lou said, ask the right questions and be a good listener. And so from what she learned from the two of you guys, she said, I had an appointment yesterday with my massage therapist. We started a very natural conversation during that session. And after asking the right questions, I know Dina talked a lot about questions, about her and listening to her, she was then ready to listen to me talk about Immunical and became very interested. And we were able to schedule a Zoom meeting for this week. So congratulations to Elizabeth Andrade Lopez. Let's give her a wonderful round of applause. Congratulations. You not only listened, you not only took notes, but you took it to heart and you put it into action. And that's what this week is all about. It's about listening to these powerful speakers, those that have probably, you know, they've walked the walk and they've talked the talk. And so they are sharing the best of what they have with all of you. And then the second most important thing is after you listen is putting it into action. That's the best way to learn something, is to do it. And so congratulations to you, Elizabeth,
you know, like,
for sharing that with us.
Order in my
Donna, what are all your things?
Okay, and before we get started with the PowerPoint and then with our guest speaker, I will say if you haven't yet, you might want to take this time to put your microphone on mute. We definitely, not so much about me, but when we have our guest speaker, we definitely want to hang on every word that he has to share with us. So go ahead and just mute yourself at this moment. There will be time at the end where we'll have you unmute and everybody can continue sharing the love. So I'm going to now share my screen and we're going to get started with the PowerPoint we have for today. So I know you can see my screen. We're going to start the slideshow. Power Week. Today we're going to talk about the wonderful tool that you always have with you wherever you go, which is the Magalog. This wonderful super immunity edition of Magalog is awesome. One of the things that you can look forward to in this issue are topics such as the 7 biohacks to strengthen your immunity. That's the first one. And you know, I know that you guys have it. Knowing you guys, you probably already read it from the cover to the back. And so I just want to share some points with you that are important. Why is this Magalog so great, such a great resource to share with people? And why is immunity important? So I was reading that Americans are more focused on their health and wellness since the pandemic began. Of course, not just Americans, everyone in the world is more focused on health and wellness. They're wanting to do so to live longer, live a healthier life. But I read that 55% also are looking to improve their immune system. Aha, their immune system. 46% of those surveyed are interested in trying immune health services, while 1 in 5 have already tried some sort of immune services seeking to better their life. So why is this magazine important? Because we share tips, suggestions, products that are going to help them in what they're already looking for. Whether you share Immunical with them, whether you share the Magalog with them or not, guess what? Someone else will share something else with them because people are already looking for that. In this article, it said nearly 2/3 of consumers increased their consumption of vitamins or supplements, and about 31% of consumers are buying more products tailored for their health. So that's why this Magalog is so important. Aside from featuring the products, it gives really great tips on what they can do at home even to strengthen their immune system. Then we have the 21 days to get in peak shape. I love this article. And along with that, I was looking up, so how does fitness, how do we perceive fitness in today's world? Well, the total market size of the global fitness club industry is over $87 billion. $87 billion, people. That means that everyone is looking to invest in their fitness. The world holds over 200,000 health and fitness clubs. The United States, Germany, and the United Kingdom have the highest number of fitness club memberships. Again, none of that is cheap. It's not cheap to get a personal trainer. It's not cheap to have a membership at fitness clubs at times. However, you can get in shape, and so everyone can do that. And this article talking about the 21 days to get in shape is really relevant in today's times. Know that when you're out sharing the Magalog, you're not just promoting your business. You are, of course, promoting your business. But what you're doing is you're helping people with the things that they're already searching for. And that's the key. You're not sharing with them something that you're going to have to convince them that is important. Everyone today, if they didn't know it before the pandemic, they know it since then. Everyone today knows how important their immune system is. Everyone today is focused in some form or fashion on getting in shape and being healthy and having a strong immune system. So you guys, you already have what everyone wants and needs. So feel good about sharing this information when you're out and about talking to people. There's other articles, I was reading in that one article talking about fitness. It talked about how many people are focused on fitness because of their health, right? So it's pretty much broken up into two kind of people. The people that want to look fit because they know that it's important to their health, but there's a huge group of a huge population of people who want to look fit for vanity reasons. There's those who they want that bikini bod. And so whether it's one or the other, everyone is looking to look good. So we know the mysterious biomolecule that controls immunity and aging. Everyone wants that fountain of youth. So again, these articles are relevant to today. They're relevant to people out there. So feel good about sharing with others. Some of the articles talk about Immunical. They feature the products, the 3 products that we have. It makes it very easy for you to have a conversation. And one of the things that I really love is how it features the products. The other products, Omega, the Multi, just the form that it does so, it's so professional looking, so beautiful with the main points that are important to talking about these products. And just a reminder, why share the Magalog? Well, there's 3 ways that people can become members with Immunitech. One is a customer. You're out there and you run across someone, or like a few shared before we started recording, you're out sharing the Magalog, maybe even with your neighbors like Hyacinth did. Well, that person can become a customer. The other way they can join Immunitech is through becoming a preferred customer and being a part, taking advantage of that Living Better Rewards program. And then the third way is joining as a consultant. And like someone said just a while ago, we do have that Revolution Starter Pack. And so these are the things to keep in mind today. You know, how relevant is it that we have all of this goodness for us today, right? You have the Revolution Pack. You have the points that you can now get toward those 5,000 packs that you enroll someone with. And so keep all this in mind as you're working through your strategic month of April. Strategy is key. Don't just let it happen, make it happen, and plan out based on the tips that you've heard and the ones you're going to hear these next few days. Make the close of this month a powerful month for you. So now we have the honor, I call it an honor, both an honor and a blessing to have someone who, you know, I listened to this man. I hung on every word at Immunifest. I was just like, I couldn't take notes fast enough. I've gone back since and listened to the recording. So if you haven't done that on your spare time while you're cooking, that's not a bad thing to do. He shared some valuable points, and he can do so. He has been with Immunitech since almost the beginning, and he has seen this company grow. He is an integral part of who we are today, but more importantly, on who we're becoming. And so I'm very honored and pleased to have him, that he said yes to come on today and share with everyone. Let's give a huge, huge applause and welcome to our executive diamond from Canada, Foster Owusu. Woo! Foster, thank you so much.
Well, happy to be here. Super excited. As a matter of fact, I was listening to Victor with his success stories for this week, and I'm super pumped. So I'm happy to be here. Is my line muted, or I'm good?
You're good. We can hear you, Foster.
Awesome, awesome. Well, great tips for the last couple of days, and I am here to add on because when I look back at my own history with this industry 33 years ago, I have learned so much from people that have actually not only talked the talk, but walked the walk. And on a daily basis, you can tell that we are looking for people with a desire to make a change, and particularly with Immunitech, we are looking for people with a desire to make a change or improve their current health and financial situation. And if you keep this message right within this alignment in terms of health and financial resources, then we can focus on who the target audience are. And what I'd like to share today is to talk about an effective method of adding people to your contact list, an effective method in adding people to your contact list. And I'll use two extreme examples. People who have been doing this for a while and people who are fairly new. Because if you are fairly new, the way you're going to tailor your message will be slightly different from somebody else who's been here for a while. But the purpose of this is how you come out with what I call trigger questions or trigger statements. Trigger questions or trigger statements. And I'm going to give you, again, the examples and see how you can personalize this for yourself. Every time that we go and prospect, it's either we're listening to what is happening out there or we are looking. The objective of this approach is to get attention. As one of my old mentors used to ask, he says, would you propose a marriage to somebody on the very first date? Would you? And when you think about it, I don't think that is the most attractive way to propose a marriage. Yes, you may be eager to probably want to make a move. But he said the best way is to get their attention. So instead of you proposing a marriage to someone on the first date, why don't you get their attention? Make sure there is connection. Make sure there is something that will connect the two of you So you may not propose marriage on the first day, but you can get attention. You can do something or say something that will get a person to say, well, I'd like to know more about what you do. Part of it is about these trigger questions. So I'm going to use somebody who's been in the business for a while, and sometimes we try to complicate everything that we do. We always say to people, go where you go, do what you normally do, and just be yourself. For example, let's say I ask an old friend to have a lunch or dinner date with me. My goal is to get to know what is going on in their life. It is so, so important to find out what is going on in a person's life. So if you are going to have a trigger question, something like, what are you doing these days to diversify your income? This is something that if you have been in the business for a while, you're already experiencing some level of success. As an example, you're a diamond consultant, an executive diamond or platinum and above. You can confidently ask a friend, what are you doing these days to diversify your income? You're already having lunch, you're having dinner, you might as well get some conversation going. And every time you ask a trigger question, my recommendation is be ready for a yes or no response or a complete sentence, but there may be a follow-up question for you in terms of what do you do or what do you have in mind? Why did you ask this question? You should be ready to tell people that you help people to develop what we call alternative income with high level of return on their investment. When you are speaking in this term, you want to be thinking about, let's say, one of our startup packs. It's an investment in your business. But you can also make a statement that will show that there is high level of return when it's done right. You're not going to be able to give all the details here. But remember, you don't propose a marriage on your first day, but you can get attention. The objective is to get something going to make sure that they are asking questions. Now, let's say you have made a statement and something came up. Now you can also ask, if you could do something else, what would you like to do? So let's say you had lunch or dinner with somebody and you're getting to know what is going on in their life. And then at some point you realize that, let's say they're not happy with their current situation. You now have the opportunity to ask, if you could do something else, what would you like to do? Again, what you are trying to do is to gather enough information so that you will know when to really advance. Now, my favorite is when I go to a restaurant and let's say somebody's waiting on me, I could ask a simple question. Are you the manager at this restaurant? Usually it would be, no, I just work here. Oh, really? You can ask a question. Are you making the kind of money that you really like to make, Bob? Are you making the kind of money you like to make? And I'm telling you, it's about getting the attention. It's like, no, you're kidding me? I'm not. So would you consider changing a job if a better opportunity came along? Would you consider changing a job if a better opportunity came along? Again, every time you ask a question, it's about watching the reaction. You want to make sure they are making a move. They are paying attention to what you have to say. So again, are you making the kind of money that you like to make as a restaurant manager? As a restaurant manager, are you making the kind of money you like to make? What if you're not a restaurant manager, but it's something else? Again, you can use whatever scenario. So the main thing that you are attempting to do here is, with this trigger question, a trigger statement, is to engage them in a further conversation. You want them to really open up to you. So they don't know any and everything about what you are doing. The first example is for people who've been doing this business for a while. But what if you are fairly new? Fairly new could be somebody who has not yet attained the level of success that we call leadership success. So you are fairly new, you are getting your business going. And you could be talking to friends and relatives. It works the same way. you can make a statement saying that I just discovered a way to earn serious part-time income without disturbing my current job. When you make a statement like this, I would like you to say, who do you know who might be interested in earning, extra income? Who do you know? You're speaking to somebody directly, but you're also using almost the fear of loss psychology, asking them, who do you know who might be interested in earning extra income? So I just discovered a way to earn serious part-time income is one approach. If you're fairly new, you can always say, I just discovered. If it's not I just discovered, you can say, I just became involved in a business that is really expanding globally. And the company is looking for more people. Who do you know that will be interested in earning extra income? Now, when you use this approach, you are guaranteed to have more than one person's reaction. It's like the person you are talking to is already thinking about somebody else. Now, I always like to mention the fact that when you are fairly new, you may be talking to some people who are professionals. Could be an accountant, a lawyer, a dentist, it doesn't matter. You may be a professional yourself before you jump into Immunitech part-time or full-time. So when you are talking to a fellow professional, I want you to, get excited and say that I recently got involved with some professional people with a company called Immunitech. Have you heard about it? Now, of course, when it's a face-to-face, you will know they're not going to be typing into something to research Immunitech yet. So the only time I mention a company's name is when I'm actually facing them face-to-face. If it's on the telephone, I don't mention the company until I have got a reaction. Okay? So if you're in a business with some professionals, it's because now what you're hoping to gain from this is you don't want this person to think that this business is beneath him or her. That's why you want to, mention the professional aspect. Now, what if you are fairly new and you don't yet have the kind of success that will give you the posture that you need to somehow speak with confidence? Well, again, the objective here is to find out what is going on in their lives. What if a person is complaining about, oh my goodness, I've been doing this for the past 5 years and I'm not getting ahead. So if you're fairly new, you could still use this. If you are tired of your current routine, let me show you what I have discovered. If you are tired of your current routine, and it could be a routine of 9 to 5, it could be a routine of 8 to 4. I have some friends that have been doing very well in the corporate world. They are all accountants and they are very comfortable. And you have to respect that. But what if things start changing? What if a company is relocating and they have family and they're not willing to perhaps sell their home or relocate? So if a person is tired with their current routine, do you think we have something to offer them? You see, the goal here is to find out what problems they are facing and see the solutions that we have. Our job is to find out, is there a problem? So if you're fairly new, you have a lot of things you can use to trigger. I recently got involved with a business that is helping me to have a secondary income. I will close with this. If you are fairly new, feel free to say, I just discovered, or I just became, or I recently got involved. It will work in your favor if you are fairly new. You don't have to wait until you start earning, full-time income before you can speak with such posture. If you have already attained a level of success, without me mentioning some of the leaders' names, it is perfectly okay to ask the question, what are you doing these days to diversify your income? You have every reason to speak like that because you can prove to a person why this is so important. Asking the person, are you making the kind of money that you like to make as blah, blah, blah? if you're already successful in Immunitech, you can ask this question. So why this may not be sort of a cookie cutter approach for every single person, know where you are and your comfort level, and you'll be very successful in getting these trigger questions and trigger statement going. Linda, hopefully I have made a contribution this afternoon. Back to you, my friend.
Yes, of course you have, Foster. Thank you so much. I was taking notes as fast as I could, but I love your methodology on trigger questions and trigger statements. I think those are key, especially when you're looking on breaking the ice, right? And initiating a conversation. The questions, some of the ones I wrote down are you making the kind of money you'd like? Wonderful question, because with inflation today, even if people were making the kind of money they liked, maybe now they're not making enough as they need. So wonderful question. Would you consider changing if a better job comes along? And the thing that I wrote down that with the big asterisks is the goal is to find out if there's a need that Immunitech can solve. And that's really to me, the result of the question. You're not asking just to ask, they're triggers. And so that is so key. And I can see in some of the comments that people were posting, thank you for the helpful advice, the very practical advice, because for a lot of people, what's hard is just getting started, knowing how to initiate that conversation and taking it to a place that's going to be productive. So trigger questions, trigger statements, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Foster, for sharing that with us today. I know that in today's Zoom, someone's going to watch it, whether they're watching live or they're watching the replay. And just like what happened with Elizabeth, they're going to put that into action. I wrote those down for myself. So I know that there are people out there that are also, there's 67 of us ultimately in this call that are taking note of that. And thank you so much, Foster. Like I said before, every time you talk, I'm hanging with a pin on every word that you say. And so definitely appreciate and cherish you being here with us today. So with that, family, remember, continue to post, continue to share in the group chat. We want to know how everyone's activity is going, how everyone's progressing. We will report on that tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow. Sarah, do you have anything any parting words you want to share with the group?
No, I mean, he was amazing. And there's something with the question, it's just to hear what the other person needs. So that is very important. Always have the right question so you can get the right answer, and then you can, like we were talking yesterday, make the segmentation to who you are talking. So great, Foster, as always, like everybody said.
It's not an accident that our first three speakers, Dina, Lou, and Foster, have talked about the importance of listening, the importance of questions, right? And so, guys, none of it was planned out. They've all just talked from their heart and shared the things that are most important. And so take this to heart, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a blessed day. And you can open your microphone if you guys want to say bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
That was great.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
Foster. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Linda. Thanks,
Tomorrow.
Bye,
Mona.
Thank
Sarah, you
you.
want to do the countdown?
Good to see everybody.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
3,
2,
2,
1.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Nos vemos.